We have an eclipse season every 6 months. A lot of transits can be portals. Anytime we come to a crossroads, anytime we make a decision, and especially when the energy is ripe, it is a perfect time for us to jump into our new timelines. Yes. But let's talk about eclipses for a second. Okay, what is an eclipse anyway? How do we determine eclipses in astrology? All right, this is determined by the nodes of the moon. All right, if you're new to astrology, or you might have heard people talk about the North Node and the South Node. Have you been looking up in your chart? What is the North Node and the South Node? Now, if you go online and you type in what is the North Node and what does the South Node mean in astrology, you're gonna most likely get the evolutionary astrologer's version of this. Now, evolutionary astrology started in 1978 with Stephen Forrest. It was, it's great archetypal astrology. It's wonderful, but it's a modern form of astrology that was started in 1978. Now, they believe that going towards your North Node is going to break your karmic cycles and allow you to progress spiritually, and that your North Node is where you came from. It's what you're used to. It's your past lives and things like that. All right. In some ways, yes, maybe. And especially in the age that we are coming from, maybe it was more necessary to go towards your North Node. Now it is much more about finding balance between the two. Anyway. What is the nodes? There's two. Now, the path of the sun runs on an ecliptic around the earth, right? There's the path of the sun and the path of the moon, the ecliptics, right? And they are not on the same path. When we have a full moon, it is when in the zodiac, the sun and the moon are at an opposition, okay? But those paths are not actually going over the same path in the sky. If the sun and the moon were running on the same ecliptic, right? Then every time that we would have a new moon, a conjunction of the sun and the moon, or a full moon, an opposition of the sun and the moon, we would have an eclipse because they would be passing over the same part in the sky. Understand? Full moons and new moons in astrology, they're one of the first things that we start to learn about because these are the two lights in the sky. I was saying yesterday, they represent the duality, the dualism that is life itself, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, masculine and the feminine, the material and the spiritual, day and night, yin and yang, right? They represent this more than anything else in the chart, okay? So you can imagine when these lights in the sky that represent the comings and goings of things actually come together in the same place in the sky, actually are opposed exactly, we're going to feel it even more. They are supercharged new moons and full moons. That is it. That is it, okay? Yes, it's powerful. It's an actual alignment in the sky. They're actually crossing over the same part in the sky. That's why it's usually visible during an eclipse. Now, so what does that mean? The nodes are running backwards through the zodiac. Now, there's the primary motion in astrology. The planets are always going in the same direction, except when they're retrograde. They kind of go back and then they flow. They go back and then they flow. They go back and then they flow, right? Not the nodes. The nodes, they're not actual things in the sky, right? These are points in the sky. They're fictional points in the sky where the path of the sun and the moon cross. Okay? So those points are traveling backwards through the zodiac. And when we have a new moon or a full moon in conjunction with the nodes in the zodiac, that's how we know we're going to have an eclipse. Because we know that they're actually going to pass over the same part in the sky. Okay? This means that the eclipses come through the zodiac and come through your life going backwards in a direction that we're not used to. Whereas things normally go in one direction and normally, happen in a general order, eclipses come in and shake things up. Generally, I just saw 444 on the timer. Okay, so before the nodes were discovered, before we were able to calculate eclipses, before natal astrology, astrology existed for 2,000 to 4,000, many thousands of years before natal astrology was discovered. And this was just correlating what was happening in the sky to what was happening on Earth. All right, that's called mundane astrology. Now, when an eclipse would happen, it would signify chaos. It could signify the death of a king. It's the thing that is constant, the thing that is always the same in the sky, the sun, goes out. Or the thing that's always there in the night sky, the moon, suddenly gone, vanishes. We're gonna freak out. Chaos reigns. But it's true. It's going backwards through the zodiac, causing havoc in your life, shaking things up in an unexpected way. Where are there things that need to be let go of? Where are there things that need to be let go of? Where are there things that need to be released so that new blessings can come in? Are you ready? Are you ready? It is not about going towards your north node. It is not about rejecting your south node. It is about finding balance between the two. Now, we are about to have, within this hour, a lunar eclipse in Pisces. That's a full moon lunar eclipse. Okay, the moon is in Pisces and the sun is in Virgo. What about Pisces do we need to let go of, okay, in order to find more balance and more harmony in our life? Pisces understands it all. We need to find systems that allow us to then flow within. It is like, this is it. Virgo is the swimming pool and Pisces is the water within it. We can't swim in the water. We can't even contain it at all or understand it at all without having a container. This is kind of like the balance between the emperor and the empress. The emperor is the the container, and the empress represents the flow, the water within it, okay? You can't really have one without the other. Too much, if the water without a container is just nothing, okay? And you can't just have a container with no water. What's that going to do you? You also can't break it down too much. Like, Virgo should not go too far into their control that they try to count the drops of the ocean. No. We can contain it. We can have boundaries. We can have a container. We can have systems. We can compartmentalize. We can compartmentalize enough in our life that we can then process this great understanding. And we are all opening up to this great understanding now. Okay? We're all going to be getting an onslaught of the water, an onslaught of this information, an onslaught of spiritual awakening. What are you going to be able to do with it? Okay, so we need to have some sort of container. What does this mean? This means that we need to take care of our bodies. It means that we need to have routine. Okay? It means that we need to have control. Okay, so yes, this was something I was saying yesterday and I wanted to elaborate on it. Did I say it yesterday? Or did I just think it? Yes, we are infinite beings. Yes, our mind controls our reality. Yes, we can break out of this illusion, but we do live in a physical reality, and it does take time. There are rules to this game. There is a code, okay? Just like when you're playing a video game, there are certain things that you can't just skip over. It's programmed into the game that you can't just get from A to Z without going through these certain processes, meeting these certain people, these certain other characters along the way, completing these tasks, fulfilling these duties, okay? This is what we're doing. We can't process the information that much. And this is part of what going into the age of Aquarius is bringing. And this is part of what I'm understanding about it. Because from what I'm understanding, the ages move backwards through the zodiac because it has to do with the precession of the equinoxes. They move backwards through the zodiac in the same way that the nodes do. So the nodes are like our little eclipses, right? Coming through and shaking things up, right? Now, the precession of the equinoxes also is making it so that we're moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. That's backwards through the zodiac. Pisces and then Aquarius. We're going Aries, the age of the ram, Abraham, Pisces, the age of the fish, Jesus. Now we're going into the age of the star, bitches, okay? We are having a spiritual revolution. At the turn of an age, there needs to be this because the spiritual and the material are splitting from each other. I'm going all over the place with this one, guys, but we're having an eclipse literally right now. I might as well talk about the big shit. What is Aquarius but the water bearer? It is the bringer of the water to the people. The woman. Where's my shit? The woman in the star card. This is what the tarot is about. They hid the messages for today. This was not for last year. This was not for 100 years ago when they recreated it. Hi. We are breaking down the systems now. They are breaking down now. Big spin, motherfuckers. Big spin. Break it down. We are coming back here. Okay. The woman in the star. She's the water bearer. Okay. She's the bringer of the water. So often this card represents Aquarius. Okay. She's bringing the understanding of the water, of the fish, of the faith. She is bringing the understanding of the one in the many, the one in the many. She's bringing the understanding of the one in the many through the mind, because Aquarius is an air sign. An air sign represents the mind and our thoughts and our understanding. So she's actually bringing the faith to the people through knowledge, through understanding. This is what Aquarius, oh my God, I had this download last night too. This is a big one. Saturn is like Mercury. Saturn is like Mercury. I'm going to get to this another time. This is a big thing. Saturn becomes like Mercury after it's gone through Capricorn and discovers how to be Aquarius. I don't think you're ready for this yet. Now's the time that we need to understand it, because people don't just want to have blind faith now. Now we're understanding why we need to have faith. Why do we need to have faith? Why? Because after this, and then this, we are not going to be able to get through the fucking moon without the faith, without the knowledge that the sun is going to rise, no matter how dark that night, no matter how long the night, no matter how big this cycle was, that we are ending a major collective cycle ending. The information that was hidden in the tarot is for now. Now. Wake up. Be the fool. I forget where I was going with this. The container, Virgo. We're breaking down the water. We're understanding, not to the point of counting the drops in the ocean. Not to the point of, oftentimes people with a lot of Virgo placements, people with strong Virgo in their chart, they end up relying on that control. They end up being controlled by their own control. Okay? So you need to be careful. And at the same time, we can swing back from that and be like, actually, no, I just need to go with it. Nothing is real. This is all an illusion. But the fact is, yes, this is all an illusion. Yes, we have a code that we can break out of. Yes, we can break out of it. But at the same time, there are rules to it, and it takes time, and there is a system. So this is another point. We are all waking up to the point that, to the fact that time is not even real. That time is not linear. That not, all of this is an illusion, okay? But at the same time, in order for there to be physical reality, there needs to be a separation of light and dark. If there needs to be a separation of light and dark, that means there needs to be space between the light and the dark. In order for there to be space, there must be time. Linear time. Because otherwise we will not perceive the space. Time and space exist in this way. So we must go from one to the other, from light to dark to light to dark. In order for there to be separateness, there needs to be one and the other. One and the other. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, motherfuckers. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. 0. So there needs to be time. There needs to be linearness. It needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It needs to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't go fucking 20, 5, 7, 9. It doesn't go out of order. It goes in order always. So the way to use these things is not to question. It's not a question. Am I going to get the sun in this lifetime? Am I going to get the tower? Am I going to get the devil in this lifetime? No, motherfuckers are going to get all of them. You're going to get all of them. Did I get all the points out? This is my problem, is that, like, Ramble on Toad, it's really hard when you see the connection between all things to then stay linear. It's my goal, trying to break this stuff down for you, right? We need to have linear time. Toad, try to keep things linear for these people. Are you guys understanding? You can't get off the wheel. It's always going in the same direction, even when it ebbs. We're all turning. You know that fractal that makes up everything that we see? Okay? There's new ones starting all the time, and sometimes it goes backwards, but it's all happening, and it's all unfolding in the same way and in the same direction. I did a little bit of L last night. Maybe that's why this is coming out like this. I don't even remember what I've said and what I've not said. Anyway, we need to have a balance between the Virgo and the Pisces. Now, I have this natally in my chart. It's something that I've had to learn to deal with my entire life. I finally found the words. You know, for a long time, I didn't talk until I started studying this stuff. I just took it all in. This gave me the language. What do you think? Should we pull some cards for today? Holy shit. Holy shit. What a fucking ramble. I might have to like do 2 videos. This is insane. So I'm really sorry if I am all over the place. This is why you kind of have to follow along and keep coming back, because I get so lost with I've got a big swing between Jupiter, Pisces, and Mercury, Virgo. Big swing. All right. So sometimes I'm like major linear. Other times I get like from 1 second to the next. I am in Jupiter mode or Mercury mode. I'm gone. All right. So that's why I want someone to do a podcast with me. It helps keep me on point, because I have someone to converse with and not have just my words go out into the ethers. Happy eclipse, guys. What are we letting go of? We need a sign. I think we're talking about some signs today. We don't need one of these. No, we don't need one of these. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, look. North node and the south node. We need to find a balance between them. All of the chart. This is the way that I do astrology that's different from everyone else. I think it's about finding the center of the wheel. That's the Fool. The center of the wheel, the 0. We are everything and nothing. We are not our stars. We are not our placements. We are not our chart. We are all one. We want to be different. We want to have these placements and the separation. We want to have our digital making, because this code, this program allows us to play the game. It allows us to have a character, a skin, right? This is the skin that I chose for this lifetime. This is the body that I'm choosing to play. This is the character that I'm choosing to play for this incarnation of life on Earth, right? And so I want those differences. But those exact same things that pull and make us our unique selves also have a shadow side. They also run on default and can bring up the negative aspects, because every single thing that we see in physical reality, every single thing in our chart has both a light side and a dark side. It must. To exist, it must have both sides to exist. Okay? So that means this is what it means to become aware of your code, to become aware of your chart, your natal chart, and then break out of it. Because once you're aware of yourself, once you're aware that you are pulled in a direction, like say you do have a lot of Virgo in you, and say you overthink a lot, you overanalyze a lot, you read into situations too much, you try to be overly efficient without letting yourself fucking flow. Or say you're overly Pisces. Say it's too much of a mess, not enough of a control. Too much go with the flow. Too much Empress, not enough Emperor. Are you too much Empress, not enough Emperor? Are you too much Emperor, not enough Empress? Be aware of yourself so that you can act differently. We are not our charts. Breaking out of our programming means noticing these archetypes, understanding how they show up, and then choosing to not be controlled by them in the best way that we can, while still functioning within the means of the game of life. That's where that earth element comes in. It takes a while for it to play out. So we have to think, and feel. We need to keep following the fire, keep feeling ourselves, keeping our cup full, okay? Keep washing our mind until the physical starts to catch up, because all of the physical reality comes from belief, faith, belief, collective belief mixed with thought. I can't believe how much I'm rambling today. This is insane. All of this stuff is stuff that I've wanted to break down for you guys. I don't want this deck. Let's do this deck. Hi guys. If you don't know me, my name is Toad, and I'm here with your daily transmission from the Toad Realm. I'm a Hellenistic astrologer. I am a tarot instructor, a tarot reader. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. Primarily an artist. I didn't choose to do any of this. I just want to make art. Yet here I am every single day for y'all. You think I talked enough for today? Let's just get a few cards. Holy shit. Powerful full moon. It happens twice a year. It's not like any time. We can break out of our programming anytime. We don't need to go with the moons. You do not need to wait for a full moon. You do not need to wait for a full moon to let go of something. And you do not need to wait for a new moon to plant your seeds and to plant your intentions and to make your intentions. We can do it anytime. The more faith we have, it's a separation between earth, the devil, and God. Between sky and earth. Between moving up and being dragged down by gravity. What was I saying? Well, I was thinking about the Hierophant, the devil and the Hierophant. But I also got the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Someone needs to let go of something. They're holding on too tightly. You're holding on too tightly. It is going to keep you in the walls of the city. Store not your treasures on earth. Being anxious will not add 1 hour to your life. Not 1 hour. We are in an illusion. Do you want to keep getting more fear? Do you want to keep getting more lack? Do you want to keep getting more of that? Then keep feeling that. What do we need to do here? We need to plant our seeds and follow the fire. Seven of Pentacles. Be patient. Be patient. You've planted the seeds. The universe knows what you want already. You don't need, so this is a manifestation tip. You don't need to worry and be like, oh, I need to be doing my affirmations. I need to be writing in the journal. I need to be doing this and that. No, you just need to watch your emotions. You just need to make sure that you're feeling okay. What the universe, God, source already knows what you want. Already knows what's in you only need to ask once. And then you need to get out of your way. Because if you ask God, if you ask source, I want this thing, and then you plant the seed, and then you get scared, and you don't believe, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to be patient, and you have to keep believing through that time and not give up. You just need to get out of your own way and believe it. Whenever the thought comes into your mind, oh, there's this thing that I'm waiting for that I don't have yet. There's this thing. Take it out of your mind. Whether or not you're in a good mood or a bad mood, the thought of the thing that you're waiting for is making resistance. During these times when you're waiting for something that you do not have yet, when you're waiting for the payoff, for the fruits of your labors, we need to be following the fire. We always need to be following the fire, especially throughout the next 1.5 to 2 years with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction coming. It's a foggy time. It's a dark time. So we follow the light inside. We follow what inspires us. We follow what motivates us. What gets us out of bed in the morning. What turns us on. Oh my God. This fucking guy. Oh. The devil came out. But I also got the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Here's that Hierophant again and the Empress. Yeah. So the Nine of Pentacles is like the Empress. Sometimes it is. It's also about us being content with what we have financially, materially, what is showing up in the 3D or not. That's what this is. You may not have everything in the 3D yet, but you need to start feeling like you do. You need to start feeling like you do, Empresses. Watch your mind. These are the two active elements. What we do is we watch our thoughts and then we follow the fire. Also, communication might be needed. Someone wants to, or something. Jeez Louise. Ace of Pentacles. New beginnings. If you can let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to too tightly, great endings and great new beginnings with eclipses, guys. Great endings and great new beginnings. If you can let go, then something glorious is going to come in for you. Something glorious. Nine of Cups. I got the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. These are the two single and loving it. The two we don't have it all, but we're happy anyway cards. What do we do? Where are we going to be? What if we were here forever? What if you were here forever? We're going to be like this. We're not going to be like the Nine of Swords. We're not going to be like the Nine of Wands. Aww. We are ready to start building our life on the fire, but we need to let the towers fall first. We need to get the devil out of the way. It goes the devil and then the tower. So once we realize what is holding us back, what is keeping us stuck, what we are gripping and holding on to too tightly, once we realize what that is and we can surrender it, okay? Once we can let that tower fall because we hold on to towers, then we can start building our life. Even if it's slowly. We don't need to worry. We don't need walls. All you need are the pillars. Incredible. Little bit of advice for today. Let the towers fall. Take your mask off. Take it off. Take it off because this is waiting for you. Take off your masks Let the towers fall. The things that you built out of security. You've been holding on to things that you thought were for you, but you were just settling. You were just settling. Do you want to live a life where you're settling and you're building something, lying to yourself? Lying to yourself, saying, no, this is what I want. This rickety tower, this rickety unstable tower is what I want with my life. Oh, this is what I really want. You're denying it for yourself. You're prolonging the pain. You're prolonging the pain. Admit to yourself what you want. Let the towers of the old ways fall so that you can start building. So stop worrying. Look, they're not really there. These people laughing and pointing at you, they are not really there. We could either be here, 9 of Swords, worried, anxious, fearful, or we can be here, content, peaceful. Have faith. Have faith. She's blind. Is there anything else I can say? The toad code, guys. It's a toad code. If you're resonating with what I'm saying, please keep coming back. Please consider supporting. I'm trying to get all this stuff out linear to you. Trying to break down the water for you so that we can actually build and so that it's not all chaos. Because as we keep moving into the air age, things are going to keep getting confusing. So we need to bring it back down to the one. So cute. Okay. Love you guys.